Hey, everybody, let's talk about opportunity costs, okay? If you're not familiar with the term opportunity costs, it comes from economics. If you're not familiar with my background, I have an MBA and a law degree. My name is Jonathan Noble. I'm licensed to practice law in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. But back to opportunity costs. And I want to talk a little bit about it in terms of litigating a family law matter. Now, opportunity costs, if you're not familiar with the term, is the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. In other words, it's what you give up when you decide to take a course of action. Let me give you an example. Idle cash that's sitting around represents an opportunity cost in terms of lost interest. Okay? So if you're holding on to cash, instead of investing it or getting interest on it, if it's just sitting around not gaining anything, that's your opportunity cost. Now, here's the point of the video. Sometimes when I'm in the throes of divorce litigation, I'll sit there and think, if these people just either didn't get married or did a better job choosing the person that they married, think of all the bandwidth that they could have used in other areas of their life rather than litigating a family law matter. Now, I've seen cases and read about cases that have lasted over a decade. A divorce case, for example, where they're still fighting over assets and how the assets are going to get divided for 10 years. Appeal after appeal and new litigated matters. It's unbelievable. So I just want to give you my short list of things for you to think about in terms of what you could do rather than litigating a family law matter. And the first thing that I came up with is you could start a business. This is just the bandwidth that litigating a family law matter sucks up, all right? You could start a business or a side hustle. You could enter into a healthy relationship with yourself, with people who you love, with another person who loves you back and doesn't cause all this drama. You could travel the world. In some cases, you could travel in first class all over the place for what it costs to litigate a nasty divorce. Think about all the places you can go, all the food you can eat, all the experiences that you can experience rather than spending tens of thousands of dollars fighting someone who may not have been a good choice to marry. That bandwidth can be used to learn a new skill. Any skill that you want to learn is probably going to take up less bandwidth than litigating a divorce. You could learn a new language, learn how to fix your car or your motorcycle or your boat, or you could learn even how to surf or windsurf or whatever you want to do. Think of all the time and resources it takes to litigate a family law matter. Sometimes it is just astronomical. It takes its toll out on you emotionally. In the time it could take to litigate a nasty divorce, you can get an academic degree if that turns you on. Go get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. You could probably even go to law school or even medical school or get a PhD. Remember, some of these cases last 6, 7, 8, 9, a decade. There's a lot you could do with that time. As a practical matter, go adopt a pet or volunteer. Here's the point of the video. The opportunity costs are humongous if you get stuck in a situation where you're litigating a divorce. And I'm not even talking about the economic opportunity costs, which will be in the next video. I want you to think, vet carefully. That's the point of the video. The overarching purpose is if you get tangled up with the wrong person and the divorce is messy, and a lot of them are messy, even if you think it'll never happen to you, it happens. What can you do about it? Well, in most jurisdictions that I'm familiar with, a prenup can help strip away a lot of the litigation because there's not going to be a lot left to fight about. Most prenups, most jurisdictions, a prenup won't cover child custody, but it will cover the division of assets and things like alimony. So it's worth it. It's totally worth it if you're getting married. Investigate it with an experienced family law attorney in your jurisdiction, what a prenup can and cannot do. But think about the opportunity costs and what you could be doing with all that bandwidth, all right? I'm going to talk about the economic opportunity cost of litigating a divorce, so stay tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe. It's free. Love to have you as part of the community.